Moving to Charleston, South Carolina. Hi, my name is Bob Brennaman. I'm a realtor here in Charleston. We're continuing with our series, Ask Bob, which really is just covering questions I've gotten asked a lot over the years. And today we're going to list 5 things that you need to think about if you're considering moving to Charleston, South Carolina. I think it's important to determine what your budget is, what you want to spend on housing. One of the biggest ways I help people that move here is to sift through their options. It's essential to know what your spending budget is because there's a large spread of housing prices. For instance, you can buy a $300,000 to $400,000 house in Summerville and you're going to find something totally different in Mount Pleasant for $300,000 to $400,000. As you're preparing to start looking for a house, it's essential you talk to a lender out of the gate, unless you're paying cash, obviously. But again, coming up with a budget, I've got good lenders here I can recommend to you that I've worked with for 10 years that are awesome. Another thing that I think that's important is determine what sort of commute you want to have every day. If you can give me a general idea of where you think you would be working, I can help you understand drive times. People move here from bigger cities and are used to long commutes, but I think part of moving to Charleston is, a lot of people want to simplify their life, moving from big cities. So, if you give me a general idea, I can kind of talk to you about drive times and give you an idea of what you would be looking at as far as a commute goes. Whether that's a commute to the beach of 10 minutes or quick commute to good shopping and restaurants. Another thing to think about or remind yourself of is that Charleston's a super friendly place to move to. Whether you're moving here with kids or without kids, I think one of the biggest concerns that people have is how we're going to fit in Charleston. And Charleston is full of transplants. There's few people that I meet over the years that are actually from Charleston. If you're moving here with kids, remind yourself that kids are a lot more resilient. I know as raising children of my own for the last 15 years that kids have a lot better bounce back rate than we do as adults. And they're generally going to fall in line with, with your attitude and how you feel. So I think, everybody, whether it's, as a parent or as, a grown person with your kids grown or, moving kids here, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable once you get here and you realize that everybody's kind of in the same boat. They're all transplants for the most part. I also think it's important to pick 2 or 3 items that are most important to you about a house. I see buyers a lot of times, getting tied up with a list that's a mile long of things they feel like they have to have in a house. And unless you have an unlimited budget, you're gonna have to compromise somewhere. The final thing I'm gonna share in this piece is that moving is super stressful. And a lot of times people don't prepare themselves for this stress. They're arguing with their significant other, they're yelling at the kids, they're just feeling a lot of anxiety, second guessing themselves. And I think a lot of times that's due to just not preparing yourself mentally for what you're getting ready to tackle. Moving somewhere is right up there with death and divorce on the stress scale. So again, get your mindset that it's gonna be stressful, there's gonna be some bumps in the road, but that's what we are here to help you do, is kind of work through some of those things. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the piece today. Again, we're here to help any way we can. If you have questions about Charleston, schools, restaurants, housing, anything related to the area, you can reach the Brennaman Group at 843-345-6074. And you can always check us out on the web at charlestonproperty.net. Thanks so much, y'all.